Right, rip comp cape. Rip indeed. It's the Soul Reaper update today, and I need to make sure I go and buy all those things as soon as possible. Okay, I just can't wear the trimmed completionist cape. I can wear the normal one. I just need to unlock all the Death Store effects. I'm so glad I didn't spend my points trying to make Hydrixes and make money. I've saved them up. I've got a few K of them, so now I can easily get my trim back by spending those points. So I need 1,365 Reaper points to get all of that back. Oh my days. I've got just about enough, guys. I have got just about enough. Oh my god. Alright, Death Notes, let's go. Reaper points, yes. What else do I need? I need Book of Death, yes. Reaper's Choice, yes. Grave Loot Beam, yes. Reaper points. Actually, I should have used Slayer points, damn it. Reaper Scroll, that is very nice actually. 50% extra XP. Death Support, permanently increases the healed by amount healed by 100%. Awesome. And yeah, I think I can wear my trim. Yes, boys, that was quick. That was very quick. Apparently unlock a couple of cosmetics, one at 100 Reaper points and one at 200. So let's have a look. How many Reaper points have I? Okay, I've done 283. So I should be able to unlock this thing. Death's Scythe. Yes, that doesn't look bad. That looks exactly like a scythe, which is good. I'll probably override my scythe with that whenever I use it. There's also a new pet at 200. Tiny Death. So I'll call that guy. Just looks like Death and smaller. Looks pretty good. I hope you can override familiars with him. Can you? Yes. No, you can't. Rip. I'm here at Cup. Why am I here at Cup? It's not my Reaper assignment. I'm here because I want to test out the Statius Warhammer spec. So apparently it lasts 5 times as long as it did before. It only lasts 200 specs before because it would use up 500 charges per spec. Now it should use up 100 charges per spec, so it should last 1,000 spec. But to test it out, I'm actually going to go in and see what happens. Haven't been here for a long time. Here we go. Alright, so I need 50% adren, I think. Oh, 35%. I need 35% adren. And okay, I just used it. Did it work? Alright, let's go out and check. It did use up 100 charges. Great! So this works. It will last 1,000 specs, which is awesome. And that is very good news indeed. Oh, we're at it. Why don't we just go ahead and kill this guy for some loot. Possibly get the Corp pet. Why not? Because 2 people I've seen today have got the Vindicta pet. Sorry, the Gorvek pet from their Reaper assignments so far. Clickbait and one other friend of mine in my clan. Which is pretty lucky. I also checked Reddit, one other person also had it as well, which is pretty incredible. But yeah, let's go. We're gonna get Corp pet, please. Nope. Turd Flax Seeds, damn it. So I got the Voyager title on the stroke of the New Year, or New Year's Day. So apparently if you have the Voyager title, you'll be able to have the Uncharted Isle treasure chest marked on the minimap with an icon, so that you don't actually have to go and actually go to the end of the island to make sure there isn't one or there is one, which I've been doing, which has been quite annoying. So let's find out. Also, one interesting thing is that when I was hunting ornate turtles a long time ago when I was doing my arc trim requirements, I found that you couldn't actually lay the traps everywhere. Now you can. Apparently that exact place where you couldn't lay the traps used to be where the hunter icon was on the minimap. So now I've just placed the trap where that hunter icon is, and it looks like they fixed that. That was really annoying because there was actually no reason why it shouldn't have been able to be placed there, but now they fixed it and it's awesome. Why am I here? I've got the ace pet, boys. I should just leave. Golden bamboos and wobbegong spots have a health bar or depletion bar like mushroom spots do currently, but why not alea crablets? I don't understand. They don't have a depletion bar, as you can see. Really annoying. But let's see whether the other 2 actually do have it like they're meant to. So far there's no sign that they have a health bar above them, although it would be good if they did. Maybe once I catch one I will know. They don't have a health bar. What the hell? Oh, they do. But why is it here? And the wobbegongs are there. Right, looks like they do have a health bar. Fair enough, fair enough. Yay! So they do have an icon for the treasure chest, which is awesome, but this may actually be, I'm not sure whether this is because I'm close enough to it so that the icon appears on my minimap, or whether it will appear wherever I am in relation to the treasure chest. Even if it's really far away from me, maybe it'll appear on the minimap. I'm not sure, we'll probably have to find out by checking. But one thing is for certain, and that is that the icons for the rare resource spots don't actually show up until you go close to them, which was the case yesterday as well, so they haven't changed that, but they have added an icon for the treasure chests, which is good. It's a real shame that this progress bar just goes away. Yeah, look, that's really useless, isn't it? It only shows up when you actually cut the bamboo, and that doesn't happen for a while unless you've got all the boosts in the game and you cut it really fast. But it's really annoying how that works. Same with wobbegongs. I guess it's slightly useful but pretty much useless if you compare it to the mushroom spots, which has a bar on top of it for the entire duration of you farming it. So it looks like you do still need to actually go to the end of the island to make sure that there aren't any treasure chests. It will appear on your minimap of course, but you still need to like go and run along the island for the minimap to load up. I guess it is a bit useful if you miss out the treasure chest on your main interface, but if you're just looking at the world map it will show up. It's quite useful I guess, because you don't want to be missing treasure chests, especially when you're going for the stoneberry and stormberry seeds for the salty title, or the voyager title in my case. That stormberry seed was a massive pain in the backside, but that story will have to wait for another day. For those of you guys rushing through Uncharted Isles, quick tip for you: make sure you have the mobile perk on an item that you're wearing so that you can halve the cooldown of Surge, because that thing will save you a lot of time running around. And also you can quick chat whether you've done the raids puzzle, so that if you're forming a group made of raids FC people or people you don't know, and you find out that it's a Yakamaru only team but someone hasn't done the puzzle, and you're trying to figure out who the hell is the one who hasn't done the puzzle by kicking each person one by one and checking again. But you don't have to do that anymore, and you can keep good relationships with your teammates by just using this quick chat and have completed the race puzzle or haven't. I guess that's pretty useful if you're forming teams with people you don't know. So if you're not actually going for trim, or you haven't lost your trim, or you're not in a rush, then one of the more useful effects from Death's Office for the average scaper is the passive effect, which costs 250 Reaper points. Death Support doubles the health you regain from Signs of Life and Portents of Life, and Signs of Death and Portents of Death. So with a Sign of Life you will regain 25% of your max HP. Oh no, my yak just died. Damn it. So at 10k HP you'll regain 2.5k after you respawn. With this effect you'll regain 5k, which is pretty impressive seeing as it's permanent. It's only a one-time cost, and it basically means you're unlikely to die again within this short time after you are respawned. Unfortunately I use up my sign, so I can't show it with an actual Sign of Life or Portent of Life. I've got 20 minutes remaining. But what I can do is that I can use the Desert Pantheon Aura to use the Ward of Ictlar in effect. There we go. So I'll get 2 free Sign of Life effects, and I'm going to actually do my final kill for my Araxo Reaper, and I'll show you the other effect as well, which is going to be Reaper Scroll. 250 Reaper points permanently gives you 50% extra XP for Soul Reaper tasks, so hopefully that one will give me 45k. Let's go. Alright, now to check out the Ward of Ictlaring effect. There we go. Wait. Really? There. So it healed me 2 points. Wait, it didn't actually heal me the double amount. It's glitched. No, don't die Zen. Don't die Zen. No. I died. No. 494. Damn it. Well, it was meant to heal like 5k, but it only healed 2.8k apparently. Alright, this time I came prepared. When I die, the Sign of Death should kill it and get me back to 3k if this effect works. If it doesn't, get me back to 1.5k HP. So let's max out our Enrage again. Try not to die before we should. Okay, just healed me 3.5k. I missed. I didn't record it. And it didn't kill it. So I think I need to kill it. Try not to die, Zen. What? Zen? Don't die. Zen? No. Zen died again. Alright, this time hopefully we won't die. The crackling perk has helped us out. Yeah, 650% Enrage. That's the cap. Because that I started my kill on 140%. So here we go. that is it. 30k Slayer XP. How much did I actually get? I only got 30k, so I guess it was 20k and I got 30k. I thought it was 30k, so I should have got 45k. But I guess it works. So that final effect works. It can be an extra bit of Slayer XP if you're going to do your Daily Reaper assignments, I guess, but my favorite was the fact that your Sign of Life could extend the amount of HP you get back, even though it doesn't work with the strength of with the Ward of Ictalin effect. My second favorite is probably going to be what I'm going to get now, pet chancing this for sure to 1 and 2, 234 1. Never mind. My favorite has to be Reaper's Choice, which costs 250 Reaper points as well, and it has a 1 in 10 chance that you may be able to choose your task on assignment. So, I'm not actually able to select a task now, but okay, sure, take 250 Slayer points, why not? Hellware, not sure. Anyway, I wasn't lucky enough to get it. Okay, that's interesting. I just skipped that assignment, skipped Hellware and got another one, so it doesn't depend on each day. It's not 1 in 10 per day, but 1 in 10 each time you re-roll the task, I suppose, which is really good, which actually means it's worth getting even more than it was when I assumed it was 1 in 10 per day. So I can choose anything I want. Obviously I'm going to choose Araxi, I'm going for the base pet, and this is pretty awesome. Like I said, my only gripe is that it is only a 1 in 10 chance. If it was guaranteed and it worked on a points-based system a bit like the Desert Pantheon aura, then that would be much more useful, but why not? Araxi, let's go. Yes, you can, sir, of course you can. As long as you don't die so many times that I'll never get 8 more kills. And last but not least, let's have a look at the Book of Death, guys. The one you've probably been waiting for. You want to know how good it is. Is it worth my 500 Reaper points? Assuming I'm not a trimmed compo who's going to do it anyway. And is it worth all that money I'm putting in? Well, first of all, it costs 41 mil, around that at current prices when I bought it today, which is the day of release of this update. Obviously, you need 500 Reaper points to unlock it, to be able to make it. It doesn't degrade to dust. You require 80 crafting to make it, and it's untradeable, but of course the components of it are tradable, and you can't combine it unless you've unlocked the ability to make it from death. Now the cool thing about this is that you don't need to activate it, unlike God Books or Scrimshaws. It's a passive object. It does degrade, but it doesn't degrade to dust. It's got a passive effect. In PvM, there's a small chance to insta-kill enemies. We don't know what that small chance is at the moment. And in bossing, there's a chance of causing an extra chunk of damage to bosses. I've heard this value is like 5k or something, somewhere around there, but that's a very rough estimate. You will know when it procs because it has a unique animation. And as Modwolf said, it's probably not best used on bosses because God Books are better for overall damage output. But the Book of Death special effects on Slayer mobs is particularly valuable because it has a chance to insta-kill enemies. Now the important thing about this effect is that it will only work when your target is at a high percentage of life points, and if they're a boss they also need to have a high total number of life points as well. So that means the insta-kill ability of this, at least on non-boss monsters, is very useful because it will insta-kill from a high amount of HP down to 0. It's not like the knockout aura, for example, where you just have to almost kill it and it will finish it off for you. God, did people even use the knockout aura anymore? Anyway, the numbers aren't out yet. Hopefully they will be out on Friday, as Modwolf said, but as you can see I was testing it out at my Edemu task and it was actually pretty good. So according to Modwolf, the drain rate of this is 0.2% per spec, and the proc rate of its passive ability is 1 in 30 per attack on average. Now if you just take these two things into account, ignoring everything else, then the lifetime is 15,000 attacks, which is 500 specs, because the global cooldown for abilities is 1.8 seconds or 3 game ticks, and this equates to 7.5 hours of lifetime charge. This is only pure combat time, and in reality it will last a lot longer than this. In fact, when I was doing my test, it didn't actually work this way. It didn't proc that many times, maybe 5 or 6 times in 20 minutes, which is pretty low. I was constantly in combat at Edemu's, and it also seemed to discharge or degrade as I was being hit, as I was doing combat, even when it didn't proc. So I used up 1.3% of charge in 20 minutes, which is 3.9% per hour, which means it will last around 25 hours, but that's only at Edemu's, and that's a very small sample time, so it's probably not really a good estimate. But on the other hand, if you're wondering how much is it going to cost me over time? Well, obviously the upfront cost is 41 mil or so if you buy everything from the GE. Of course, you can buy the Hydrix for 300 points and the page for 40 points each. You need 4 pages, so a total of 460 Reaper points spent on this. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, you need 4 death notes to recharge it completely, so that will cost you around 12 mil at today's prices. That's 24k GP per spec, which is not bad at all, to be honest, compared to the Statius Warhammer, which is what, 200 mil plus right now because of that buff to its lifespan. So that's like 200k per spec or something, possibly even more, but this is only 24k, so this is a tenth of that. Not too bad at all, which means it will cost you around 1.6 mil GP per hour, but that number is very, very rough, and you probably shouldn't even look at that because that assumes that you're in combat all the time and it procs one every 30 hits, which it won't do. It seems to be very, very random and very volatile indeed. The animation for it is death sort of coming up and just taking the soul into the underworld, insta-killing it. Animation's pretty cool, I guess. Unfortunately, I didn't get any Edimu pet drops that it could not pick up again, Kappa, or blood necklace shards in order to activate my new Gravestone loot beam and to see how that looks, but I guess that looks alright as well. Death's animation was really cool. I really like that, but we're not in it for the animation, are we? We're in it for the gains, boys and girls. But yeah, what do I think of this update? Well, there are 2 parts to that answer. The first part is from the point of view of a trimmed comp cape owner. Now, I can imagine that 90-95% of the trim comp community going to be really mad at this update because there was no forewarning and it cost 1,325 Reaper points. A lot of people actually don't do a Reaper. Like, a lot of my friends told me that, oh, this will take me 2 to 3 months to actually gain enough Reaper points to get my trim back, and I had absolutely no warning about this. To be honest, I agree with them. If they can give you like a year's warning about 120 Slayer, which will become a comp requirement in September 2017, why don't they give us some sort of warning about this? I mean, it's going to be 2 months or so to get these points from scratch, and the only way you can actually get extra points per day is by sacrificing 250 Slayer points to get a new Reaper assignment every day. So yeah, that would have been nice. Plus, that's a lot of points in the first place, and most of the effects aren't really, I would say, useful. The Book of Death is alright, but the prices will fluctuate a lot and it's hard to say if it's worth it right now. It seems to be worth it for Slayer if you consider it only costs 24k per spec, but it's too early to say whether it's worth it compared to other options. And remember that its stats are slightly worse than a God Book stats. It's got +5 bonus to all styles as opposed to +7 for God Book, and it's only got a +2 prayer bonus as opposed to +4 for the God Book. But no one's going to really be using God Books for Slayer or high level Slayer. So I guess this book will become more useful when the Slayer expansion is out to fill in the gap between 99 and 120, and it will be useful for high level mobs as you've seen already. But apart from that, I don't really see a great deal of reason to celebrate from this update. I suppose the 1 in 10 chance to be able to choose your own Reaper task is also very nice. It activated today for me and that was amazing because I don't want Virago Reapers, I don't want Telos Reapers, I want Araxel, and I want to be able to choose Araxel all the time until I get my base spec. So yeah, that's my review of today's updates. The one main thing I've missed out is the dual wield ability and the two-handed ability, basic ability update, Concentrated Blast, Needle Strike, and Sonic Wave. I'm going to leave that for another video because there's a lot to cover and a lot of maths to be done to work out whether the update actually met expectations and actually did what it was intended to do. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Obviously comment below if you have any questions, if you want to correct me on anything, if you want more information, and all my sources for the information I've given you so far are in the description, so please check that out if you have any questions. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.